working memory, and why it's considered to be one of the main causes of dyslexia. Working memory, or short-term memory, allows us to recall short unconnected bits of information. For example, my telephone number is 574646. To remember it, most of us would have to keep repeating the 6 numbers. But if while you were repeating it, somebody interrupted you by asking, would you like a cup of tea or coffee? And then, do you want sugar, milk? The interruption would mean it's unlikely you'd be able to remember the numbers. They'll be gone, and no matter how hard you try, you won't get them back. But if I asked you to call me twice a day for the next month, then the frequent repetition of these numbers will transfer them from working or short-term memory to long-term memory. And that's how you've learned off by heart the telephone numbers of those you call very often. It's the most important point of this video. That's the link between working memory and off by heart learning. That's how bits of information in working memory can, by frequent repetition, be learned off by heart in long-term memory. So, how is working memory measured? The most common way is for an examiner to ask an individual to repeat increasingly lengthy strings of spoken digits, like 7-2, then a longer string 5-4-8, then longer 3-9-7-1, and normally up to about 9 numbers. During childhood, the length of the working memory span increases. For example, on average, a child age 6 would have a working memory span of about 3 bits of information. A child age 7 would have a span of about 4 bits of information. A child of 8, a span of about 5 bits of information. And a child of 9, a span of about 6 bits of information. Let's take 2 children, both age 9, Jack and Sam, who both have the same level of general intelligence. But Jack has a normal working memory span for a 9-year-old, which allows him to recall and repetitively repeat 6 bits of information, whereas Sam has a working memory span which allows him to recall and repeat only 3 bits of information. Now, let's take a look at how working memory problems may affect off-by-heart learning. Jack can learn the names of the alphabet by repeating 6 letters at a time, but Sam can only repeat 3 letters at a time. Let's just watch them learning the alphabet. The shorter the working memory span means that Sam will take a lot longer than Jack to learn the names of the letters of the alphabet. But it's important to note that Jack and Sam have the same level of general intelligence. The only difference is in their working memory span, not their intelligence. Now, let's look at further problems Sam will face. Once he struggles learning the names of all these 26 letters, he'll then be required to learn the sounds each letter makes. And even when Sam's learned the sounds of all individual letters, he then has to start learning the sounds of these 24 pairs of letters, which don't make the same sounds as any of the 26 letters. And even after Sam's learnt all those, he's told, don't make any sound for the letter K or K in these words, or the letter S or S in these words, or for N or N in these words, or for G, G in these words. Any student, like Sam, who has difficulties with working memory is likely to have problems with off-by-heart learning and have far greater difficulty than the rest of their peers in learning to read, write and spell. In terms of helping a student who has difficulty with literacy skills, all UK schools have a SENCO, short for Special Education Needs Coordinator. The SENCO's duty is to provide specialised support for pupils with dyslexia. That's for pupils such as Sam. This means providing a tutor with a recognised qualification in dyslexia, and the support of this tutor will most often be provided on a one-to-one basis. Finally, it's important to note that having difficulties with working memory does not mean that such students, like Sam, will never learn to read. With appropriate specialised help, they will learn to read. But it might take them longer than their peer group.